Okay, so everybody talks about the benefits of NoFap. In this video, I'm going to talk about the ones that actually matter, the ones that will actually make your life better. If you're new to the channel, welcome. My name is Mike, and I'm a lot of things. I'm a storyteller, I'm a personal trainer, I'm a men's coach. I do a lot of stuff. And in this video, we're going to break down NoFap. So, long story short, I've been doing NoFap. I was doing it on and off for a few years, and it wasn't until recently that it's become a staple of my life. It's no longer doing NoFap. This is my life. This is the habit that I've cultivated. Discipline is a huge part of it, but it's really adopting the identity of somebody who does not masturbate, who does not watch pornography. It's someone who is driven towards a mission and a purpose in life, and that's what I'm doing. Now, I've been in the NoFap world for the last 8 years. When I was 20, 21, I was having severe anxiety. I was having ED. I was having a lot of challenges that I knew weren't normal for someone my age. And it was at this time that I really discovered the NoFap community and started giving it a shot. So I would go a few weeks to a few months at a time. A few years, like 2 years ago, I went for a whole year. The problem was ultimately in the porn. That was the issue. And forgive me, I'm a little tired today as I speak to you on this. And I'm tired because I'm getting up at 4 a.m. now and I'm doing push-ups. And then I'm going to the gym, I'm training 5-6 clients. I'm making 2 Instagram reels a day. I'm producing multiple YouTube videos a week. And I'm making tons of stories on my Instagram channel. And the reason I say that is because one of the biggest benefits of NoFap is your energy. Okay, so I want you to think about this, right? When you masturbate, when you fap, and you ejaculate, all of that energy typically is used to create offspring, to reproduce. All that energy. Now, if you're anything like I was, you do it multiple times a week, maybe multiple times a day. Think about all the nutrients, all the energy. Just think about everything that's going into releasing that. Now, if you look at all of that energy as such, all that, semen, right, as energy, and you don't release it, where does it go? Well, it stays inside, right? And so if you ever seen Dragon Ball Z, it's like your chi, it's your kai, it's your energy source. And so one of the biggest benefits that comes with NoFap is your energy. And I mean like supersonic, visceral, like a clean fuel. And this thing is pretty wild, right? I can get up at 4 a.m. and then go steady until 8 or 9 p.m. and just keep fucking pushing. And that's something that I couldn't do before. And yes, I drink coffee. Sometimes I have an energy drink and whatnot, but this is a different type of energy. It's an energy that isn't dependent on anything outside of yourself. Anxiety, for the most part, is completely gone. I'm able to think clearer. I'm able to focus. And while I'm a little tired today, it's mostly because I push myself so freaking hard in the gym. And that's one thing that comes with that energy is I'm able to work out 5-6 days a week now. I rest and recover rapidly. It's pretty phenomenal. I mean, I'm gotten in so much better shape now that I'm tracking my calories and I'm hitting the gym consistently. It's increased my vocal projection, my ability to speak clearly, speak loudly, pronunciate correctly. There is a weird thing that happens. It's almost like a sixth sense, where your intuition is incredibly sharp. Like I believe in telepathy, and I believe that it does exist. Or I'll be standing next to somebody, and I just know, oh, this person has this intention, or this person is thinking about this, and it's almost always spot on. And it's not something I can really explain how it works, but I know that since I've been doing NoFap, and I don't even really want to call it NoFap, since I've really adopted this lifestyle that's typically associated with NoFap, and made that part of my identity, I've noticed it so much more. It's so much more palpable. I can tell when someone's attracted to me. It's like an instinct. And that's a big one too, right? Is the attraction between the opposite sex, right? So, I mean, just to give you a quick example, at work, right, today we had a little demonstration we were doing, and we're going through stretches, stuff of that nature. And several girls that I work with created excuses for me to either touch them or for them to touch me. And it was pretty wild because while it's very subliminal, it does happen like that. A lot of people come over and literally just touch me. And it's weird. And I know it sounds kind of crazy, but this is one of those things. And I would say with that though is like a general sense of the detachment where I'm like, that's pretty interesting. Like that's an observation, right? That's pretty interesting. But it's not like, oh, like this must mean this and now I have to do that. It's just an interesting observation. Whereas before, when I was really consumed with pornography and fapping all the time, I would try to look for every little hint or clue that the woman was interested in me, and then try to create this whole plot to like win them over. And now I'm like, I don't have any interest in that, or the time or the energy to do any of that. And in fact, being on NoFap is that warrior spirit, that ethos, where it's like, instead of hurting somebody, it's more so fighting for something and the vision that I have for my life. And it's like everything is like primed and ready to go, ready for action. But it is very, very curious, right? And I just give you another quick example. I park on the street where my apartment is, and I pulled up and there was this girl walking. She looked pretty attractive. And she looked over and waved at me. I don't know this woman. She just waved at me, and I waved back and smiled, and she blew me a kiss. Those are the kinds of things that happen on NoFap. And it is absolutely mind-boggling. And I think a big part of it is that attachment. Like, you just don't give a fuck. And there's an energetic, I don't know, it's just that it kind of seeps out of your pores in a literal and figurative sense. In fact, like, there's moments where I actually smell, and it's not like a bad smell, it's just more like a musky scent that I don't know, I'm not a scientist, but I feel like it's some sort of pheromone. And so really it's the increased energy, the increased attraction to the opposite sex. It's almost like women can smell you out and can tell that you are a suitable, primed mate, right? Focus, drive, clear head, no anxiety. It's really, and the thing is, it's not, we speak about NoFap as if it's just like special, either that's really special and like, oh, the NoFap gods, or it's really taboo and like you're a freak if you do it. Like some of you watching might be like, this is fucking weird. Why is this guy talking about not jacking off? Well, the truth is, like, that's how we are meant to be. That's what I believe. Like, really, you're just meant to ejaculate when you're procreating, not just because you see some pixels on the screen and you want to get off. Like, when you feel that instinct with an actual person, you're like, oh, I want to have sex with this person, or oh, I'm attracted to this person. That's your body's way of saying like, hey, let's reproduce. And that's what we're meant to do. And so NoFap really just makes everything so much clearer, I would say. Women's attraction to you, your energy's clearer and cleaner. You're not relying on anyone. You're focused and driven. You have that warrior spirit, that warrior ethos of pursuing something bigger than yourself. And oftentimes I've found that I've gotten more spiritual or religious, in a sense, through this experience. I do feel like it clears you out, and I think a good way to put it is it makes you a clear vessel, where you almost like radiate this light. And I've had people look at me. I have people looking at me all the time, and I can tell, because if you ever had that feeling of someone staring at you, I'll look over and either it'll be a woman looking at me or a guy who will nod his head out of this kind of respect. And it's very interesting because it's not that I'm doing anything, but it's that I'm not doing fapping. I'm not doing watching porn. And instead, it's kind of like restoring yourself to the default settings. So I hope this video has been helpful. This is my experience doing this for the last 8 years, and I now finally got the hang of it, really, and made it my lifestyle, made it my way of being, and have done my best to stay committed to that. A tremendous resource I always recommend in these videos is the Easy Peasy method. If you just search that up, you'll find a download for the Easy Peasy method. It's a ebook on how to get free of the trap of pornography and masturbation, and I highly recommend it. It's free. Just look it up. You can read it online. And that's the book that really made it a game changer for me, because for a long time I was relying on willpower and discipline, and it wasn't until I read this book that everything changed. Like, really, that's when the big change happened. And now I've been porn free and masturbation free for quite a while, and my life is it's amazing. It's really great. So again, hopefully this has been helpful. If you like this video, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. Let me know in the comments what else you want to see, and I'm happy to talk about it. All these videos are unscripted. This feels most authentic and real for me, and I enjoy this process the most. So let me know in the comments what you want to see next, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.